Hello. Okay. Akanksha? Akanksha is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. In the previous class, we were discussing about stability of the amplifier or a network. So, in the case of amplifier, stability of the amplifier network, so while designing the amplifier, we should check for the stability of the amplifier. Stability of the amplifier means because we are using while designing the amplifier, we are using input matching network and the output matching network. Okay, so as shown here, so we are using input matching network and output matching network, and we are setting the input impedance here, that is a ZS here, based on the requirement of the gain from this block, input gain block. Input matching network actually it adds a gain to our amplifier network. So that input matching network we are designing to the input impedance ZS here to get a particular value of gain. Similarly, ZL here, looking in this direction, we are setting the ZL value. And that to do that, we are using the output matching network. Okay, so input once you set your input impedance looking in the towards the source direction, whatever the value you are setting ZS, for that value of ZS, this output reflection coefficient tau out should not become greater than 1. That you have to check, because you see here, tau out depends on the value of tau s. Tau s means it depends upon the value of ZS, whatever you are setting here. See, looking in this direction, we are setting the value of ZS based on the requirement of the gain. Okay, so the value of this ZS, whatever you are choosing to set the value of gain, should not bring this tau out greater than 1. Okay, so once it tau out becomes greater than 1, the system start oscillating. Okay, that means it doesn't behave like a amplifier, it may behave like a oscillator. Okay, so that's why while choosing the value of ZS, we should see will it leads to this tau out greater than 1. Okay, so we cannot take this ZS value whatever you wish based on gain requirement. We already know some values of ZS gives a gain is equal to constant gain circles we were drawn over that circle, we can take any value, but again we cannot take any value. You should see the stability of the one. For that particular values, will it remain less than 1 or greater than 1? Okay, so that stability check we have to do. Similarly, for 2 ion also, see, this 2 ion should not exceed 1. It should be lesser than or equal to 1 to get a proper operation of the 1. But if you take some values of ZL, it may increase greater than 1. Okay, that leads to the oscillation of this amplifier. So while designing the amplifier, before doing this impedance matching network at the input and output, you should check for the stability of the amplifiers. Stability of the amplifier means we should check for which are the values we can use. If use the value of 2 in and 2 out do not exceed the value of 1. Okay, you should check for that ZS values or ZL. ZS and ZL impedance, they may be any value over the Smith chart. Okay, but if you take those values, what we are expecting, this should not be become greater than 1. So for that, so which are the values we can take? That is from the stability check. You can check for the values of ZS and ZL, which can be used here. Okay, by using those, these values may not become greater than 1. Okay, that we can test by using the stability check. Okay, so in the previous class, discussing about that stability check for the amplifier. To do that stability check, there are two methods are there. Okay, and also there are two type of stabilities are there: conditional stability and unconditional stability. Unconditional stability and conditional stability. Okay, so you can check that stability of the amplifier using two ways. One is a graphical method, another is the analytical approach. Analytical approach and a graphical approach. Using this first, we should try using analytical approach. This is the analytical approach. Using analytical approach, you can come to know whether the system is unconditionally stable or conditionally stable. Okay, so once the system is unconditionally stable, like unconditionally stable, that means the values of 2 in and 2 out always remain lesser than 1. If you can use any value of impedance over the Smith chart. You see, like this is a Smith chart. In the Smith chart here, you can take any value over this Smith chart. Okay, any value you take, but that 2 in and 2 out never become greater than 1. Okay, that is called as unconditional stability. So so once the system using this analytical solution, we can come to know it is a unconditionally stable or a conditionally stable. Once the system is observed like it is a unconditionally stable, need not to go for graphical solution. Okay, so if it is how we were discussing about that, how to check that analytical way. So we have to get a values of delta and k. This delta value and k value, we can obtain these values using S matrix of the given device. S matrix will be there. Using those S matrix parameters like S11, S22, S12 and S21, and also you can get the value of delta and k, and also you can obtain a b value also. So based on the values of this delta, k and b, you can come to know whether the system is conditionally stable or unconditionally stable. Okay, so if get a value of these three, if you observe k for first three parameter test, this is one of the tests you can do. Three parameter criteria, calculate the value of k, it is greater than 1, and also you should check for these two. See, like this parameter, this is again using a S matrix, S parameters of the given device. Similarly, this, if this is greater than 1, all the three are greater than 1, then it is unconditionally stable. Okay, you can do by doing this, or you can do this way also. Just you calculate a k value and delta value here. Okay, if k greater than 1, delta less than 1, that is unconditionally stable. Okay, unconditionally stable. Okay, similarly, to get an unconditional, you can do for this k and b also. If both k and b are greater than 1, then also unconditionally stable. Any one of this test you can do to find out whether it is a unconditionally stable or conditionally stable. Or one more is there, that is called a single parameter test. You see, a single parameter test. Okay, in the single parameter test, it is also called as a mu parameter test. Mu parameter test. You calculate this value. This is the value you can calculate here. Okay, if this value is greater than 1, then also the system is unconditionally stable. You can use any value over the Smith chart as a ZS and a ZL. Okay, that gives a stable operation. We are discussing about stable operation, to get a stable operation. Okay, so you can use any value if greater than. So like you can use any one of these parameters like this, any one of these criteria, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can come to know whether conditionally stable or unconditionally stable. Okay, once it is unconditionally stable, okay, need not to go for this graphical solution. Okay, unconditional stable, any value on the Smith chart you can use as a ZS or ZL. That means no not, the values of 2 in 2 out always lesser than, you choose any value 2 in 2 out always lesser than 1. So that is called a stable operation. So unconditional stability, no problem, need not to do any calculation. But if anyone, if this parameter testing, after testing this, if k is lesser than 1, Okay, in the all the three, what we needed is k must be greater than 1. You can use either 1, 2 or 3, but k is needed here. If k is less than 1, then that means the system is conditionally stable. See here, conditionally stable. Conditionally stable means only a particular values of some values of zs and zl gives the value of 2 in and 2 out lesser than 1, but some values do not give a 2 in 2 out lesser than 1. Okay, that is called condition. Condition means condition apply here. Only particular values of zs and zl are only a particular values on the Smith chart. Okay, gives the 2 in and 2 out lesser than 1. But if you use some values, they may give this 2 in 2 out greater than 1. So that's why it is called as conditional stability or potentially unstable. Potentially unstable system. Okay, so once we come to know that the system is potentially unstable, next thing is what we have to do. You should find out, which are the values gives 2 in 2 out lesser than 1. That we need to find. Is correct. On the Smith chart. See, here is a Smith chart is there. Okay, here this is the Smith chart here. Okay, you should find out which values of on the Smith chart gives the 2 in 2 out lesser than 1. That you have to test on this Smith chart. So which are the values you can take to get a 2 in 2 out lesser than 1. You cannot take any value over this now. Okay, you cannot take any value over the Smith chart here, because some values over the Smith chart leads to the 2 in and 2 out greater than 1. That means the system may start oscillating. So you should find out which are the values you have to take over this Smith chart to get a stable operation. So you should use only those values. Okay, then only the system will remain stable. Okay, so that's why you should check for that. For that you should go for graphical method. Okay, graphically you have to find out what values you supposed to use to get stable operation. Okay, because we cannot use any value over this, like unconditional. Unconditionally means you can use any value that gives a 2 in 2 out always lesser than 1. But in conditional stability, what happens, some values over this, if you take those values gives a 2 in 2 out greater than 1. Okay, that's why you should find out now which values you supposed to use over this Smith chart as a ZS or ZL. Okay, to get a stable operation. For that we have to go for graphical method. So in the graphical method here, so once the system is conditionally stable, so here once the system is conditionally stable, you should go for graphical method. Okay, in the graphical method what we are doing again, we are drawing here stability circles. We should draw the stability circles on the Smith chart. Okay, over the Smith chart we have to draw the stability circles. See, in the previous class we were drawing constant gain circles. We were drawing constant gain circles, input gain circle and output gain circle. Okay, that we know how to draw that gain circles. In the previous class we were discussing about that. Again here also again they are called stability circles, called as stability circles. So it is if system is conditionally stable, if the system is conditionally or potentially stable, what we have to do, we should draw the stability circles. Okay, do not confuse with the gain circles, constant gain circles. We were drawing like constant input gain circle and output gain circle. Okay, do not confuse with those. They were also needed to get a particular values of gain, but here the stability circles are to get a values of stable values of zs and zl. To get a stable values of zs and zl, we should draw the stability circles. Okay, on the Smith chart. Okay, so how to draw those stability circles? That is here. See here, once it come to know conditionally stable, you should draw two type of circle: input and output stability circles. We have to draw input and output stability circles. Using these input and output stability circles, we can come to know which values of ZL and ZS gives a 2 in and 2 out lesser than 1. Okay, so that is two type of circles are there. I have written this same explanation here. Okay, input stability circle. Okay, so this input stability circle, the input stability circle is a contour in the ZS plane. Okay, okay, just circles we have to draw. Input stability circle, afterwards you read this same explanation I have written here. Input stability circle and output stability circles. Okay, how to draw these circles? Input stability circle and output stability circle we will see now. These are similar to the gain circles. These are similar to constant gain circle. We were already discussed in the previous classes. Center of the circle we need, radius of the circle we need. It's correct. While drawing constant gain circle, we had equations. Uh, Center of the gain circle and radius of the circle. Similarly, here also in the stability circles, input stability circle and output stability circle. First, we will consider this input stability circle. Input stability circle. So input stability circle, we have to draw the circle on the Smith chart. You see, this is a Smith chart. This is a Smith chart. Over that, we have drawn a circle like this. You see, this is circle draw on over the Smith chart. Okay, to draw this circle, this is called as input stability circle. For example, input stability circle. See like this. You have to draw the circle. To draw this circle, what we needed? Radius and center. See, center and radius we needed. So these are the equation for center and radius. Okay, derivation is not needed. Just these equations we have. I will give you the table chart for the all these equations for the in the examination. Need not to worry. Okay, I will provide all these equations for the examination. You should just you have to take the equation and substitute the values given S parameters, get the values of center and radius. Okay, hello, is it audible?
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
hello,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you should stability circles you have to, if it is a conditionally stable, we should draw two type of stability circles. One is the input stability circle, another is the output stability circle. Okay, so how to draw this input stability circle and output stability circle we will see. See here, input stability circles. Input stability circle, input stability circle means to get the values of ZS. See, you know what we needed is which values of ZS gives the 2 in and 2 out lesser than 1. That we have to get. See, for stability what I said, see here, see this 2 out. 2 out depends on 2s, is correct? 2 out depends on the 2s. 2s means it depends upon the ZS. So now what we have to do, which values of ZS gives a 2 out lesser than 1. Okay, now you should get ZS values. Those values should give a 2 out lesser than 1. Okay, by drawing the stability circle, see input stability circle, see here, input stability circle. By drawing this input stability circle, see like this on the Smith chart, you can come to know which values over this Smith chart. This is an impedance chart. Which are the impedances? That means ZS values. They give a 2 out lesser than 1. Okay, so that is input stability circles. So here you see now, for to draw this circle, what we need is center of the circle. and radius. See, this is a radius of the circle and this is the center of the circle that we needed. For that, these are the equations. Center of the circle and radius of the circle. ds is this. Delta is this. Just to substitute the value of ds and delta in this equation, you can get a center and radius of this circle, similar to this constant gain circle in the previous class we were discussing. Okay, drawing this circles also similar to that center you obtain, radius you obtain. Okay, get a value of okay, see, like example, center and radius. You see here, this example, center and radius here, CS and RS. CS means center of the circle. For particular problem, we have this 1.130 and angle is 68 degrees and radius is 0.199. Okay, so we have to take a center as this, radius as this, and you have to draw the circle. It is similar to the gain circle, drawing the gain circle, constant gain circle. Okay, how to draw this? 68.46. So on the Smith chart, you see here, what we have to do? This is 68.46, starting from here. You go like this, 68.46, angle is 68.46. Okay, so next, angle, okay, we have fixed, but this magnitude you have to fix. So you draw a line from the center of the Smith chart like this. This is the line you have to draw. Okay, on that you should take 1.132. This is a distance. Okay, 68 degrees, and you should mark this. As I said in the previous class, see here, 1 represents 6 centimeter. Okay, if it is a 1 from year to year, see, from year to year is 1 Smith chart. This is a Smith chart. This is a Smith chart. If you take from year to year, it is 1. Okay, that means 6 centimeter. I have from year to year, using scale I measured the distance from year to year, radius from year to year is a 6 centimeter. So 1 is representing 6 centimeter. Okay, but I want here 1.32. If it is 1.32, how many centimeters? See, 1.132 multiplied by 6, because 1 is represent 6 centimeter. I have 1.132. Multiply this, we will be getting this value. Okay, that means from the center at an angle, take 68.46, we have drawn a line like this. Over this, you mark 6.792 centimeter. 6.792 centimeter means it is outside the Smith chart. You see, this is our Smith chart. From year to year, it is 6 centimeter. From year to year, it is 6 centimeter over the last circle of the Smith chart. But we are getting here 6.792 centimeter. That means we have drawn a line at a 68.460. We have drawn a line like this. Over this line, you take 6.792 centimeter. See, it is somewhere here, because it is behind 6, up to this is 6 centimeter, 0.792 centimeter from here to here. So this is center. See now, this is center here, 6.72 centimeter from here to here. This is the center of the one. See, like this. This is the center. Okay. Next, what we want? Radius. To draw the circle, we need a radius, 0.199. 0.199 means multiply this 0.199 by 6 centimeter. Okay, see, in this example I got a 6 centimeter from year to year, but while doing in the examination you should measure it on the Smith chart, what is from year to here. Okay, how many centimeters. Okay, so now if it is a 6 centimeter, 0.99 means it is 0.897 centimeter. So you take this as a center, this as a center, and 0.897 as a radius. See, this is radius, 0.199. Multiply this with 6, we will be getting this value. So take a radius as 0.897 centimeter. See, like this. Draw the circle. See, like this. This is a circle. This is called as a input stability circle. Input stability circle. This is the way of drawing on the Smith chart. Okay. So we are giving these values. See, center of the circle will be given. Center and radius equations will be provided. S parameters will be provided. Just you substitute, get the value of CL, get the value of RS, draw the circle. Draw the circle like this. Calculate the values, center and radius, get the values and draw the circle. Okay, this is called as input stability circle. Okay, so okay, like this stability circle, input stability circle, you can draw like this. Similarly, output stability, input stability circle, you see here, and output input stability circles we are drawing like this to find out ZS, and output stability circles we are drawing to find ZL, because ZL and ZS, whatever you are choosing, see here ZL and ZS you are choosing, ZS and ZL whatever, so we have to choose ZS. To choose the value of ZS, you should to find out whether it is gives a stable operation or not, you should draw the input stability circle. Okay, to get the ZL values, which give stable operation, ZL values which give a stable operation, to find out that you should draw the output stability circle. Okay, to draw the input stability circle to get a stable values of ZS, these are the equations. ZS equation. To get a ZS value, input stability circle you should draw. For that, center is this and radius is this. Okay. Similarly, to get a ZL values, those give stable operation of the system. To get a ZL values which give stable operation of the system, you should draw the output stability circle. So that is CL and RL. Okay, you can see the difference here. See here, S22 here is delta S11. This is S12 S21 delta L. Okay, delta L is this S22 magnitude square minus delta square. Okay, here S11 magnitude square minus delta, that is a difference. Okay, between input stability circle and output stability circles. Okay, both are looking like the same, but the parameter only here S22 instead of S22, S11 is there in the input stability circle. So in the output stability circle, it is S22. Okay, that is the difference here. Okay, so you have to draw the input stability circle and output stability circles on the Smith chart. Okay, we are drawing like this. Okay, here we will see, we will draw like this. This is a stability circle. Okay, we have drawn a stability circle like this. This is a circle. Okay, and input stability circle. Input stability circle may be anywhere in the Smith chart. After drawing, that circle may be anywhere. See, it is it is like this here. What you can okay, we are using these CS values and RS values. Based on the CS and RS, okay, the stability circle may be like this. Okay, we have drawn. This is a circle, maybe like this. Or it may be like this also. See, based on the problem S parameters, the circle may be like this. It may be like this. Okay. Or okay, I will show you one more here. Here you see. Draw the stability circles. See, stability circle may be like this. See, I have drawn a stability circle. Okay, like this. Or okay, it is maybe like this, or anywhere like this, or it may be like this. You see, inside the stability circle is a red color one. This is a Smith chart. This is a red color one is a stability circle. The stability circle, what you can observe here, it is inside the Smith chart. It is inside. See here. Similarly here it is inside. Okay, but here what happened for the stability circle? It is a part of the stability circle is Smith chart, enclosing the Smith chart. See here, only this part is enclosing the Smith chart. Or here you see here like this. Okay, or some cases you see here stability circle, after drawing stability circle it may be like this. It is stability circle is outside the Smith chart. The cases are like this. See, depending upon the problem, you calculate the value of CS and RS. Okay, CS and RS value. Draw the circle. The circle is outside the Smith chart. See like this, it is not enclosing at all. This. Okay. But and see here what happened here in this case. Red color is a stability circle. Red color is a stability circle. It is enclosing the Smith chart. Fully it is enclosing. Entire Smith chart is inside the stability circle. I mean the problem it may happen while drawing. Okay, that's why we are discussing stability. Okay, we are drawing stability circle. Input stability circle. We are drawing, for example, we will take input stability circle only. We are drawing. How do we draw that? Taking these values CS and RS equation, we got a values based on the S parameter. We will be getting some values. Okay, now we have to draw the circle. I told how to draw the circle. Okay, so using that method, okay, the circles may be, see like this, it may be inside the Smith chart. See like a circle, it may be inside like this, or may enclose only a small portion like this, or any value. See like this, it is enclosing, overlapping a part of this stability circle overlap, or stability circle may be outside like this. This is outside, but in this case the stability circle is enclosing the Smith chart, completely enclosing the Smith chart. This may happen while you are drawing the circle. These cases may come. Okay, so now see, now how to choose values, ZS values. Okay, we are drawing some circle. We know how to draw the circle. We got a CS value and RS value. From that we are drawing circles. Okay, it may come like this, or it may be outside like this, or it may enclose like this, or it may enclose the Smith chart like this, or it may be outside like this, or it may be fully within the Smith chart, and or it may be partially like this. It may be partially like this also. Okay, so in such a cases, okay, one more I left. Okay, it may be partially enclosed like this. See, it is completely within the Smith chart. Okay, here outside the Smith chart, here completely enclosing the Smith chart. And one more thing here. Here you see here. In this case, this is a circle, but this is also stability circle. For example, it is like this. What happened here? It is enclosing the center of the Smith chart. You see, center of the Smith chart is this. This is the center of the Smith chart. Okay, we have drawn a circle taking CS value and RS value. What we can observe here, the circle encloses the center of the Smith chart like this. Okay, but in this case you see here what happened, this stability circle we have drawn in this case, that position of the stability circle depends on S parameter. Position of the stability circle, this circle depends on S parameter. It may come like this or it may be like this. See, for some values of S parameter, the stability circle is like this. Okay, it is not enclosing the center of the Smith chart. This is a Smith chart. Okay, the circle is not enclosing the center of the Smith chart. But here what we observe, it is enclosing the center of the Smith chart. See, this is center, but it is crossing. You see, it is enclosing. Center of the Smith chart is enclosed by the stability circle. Here It is not enclosed by the, see, it is outside. Okay, stability circle is here. Okay, so in now, okay, this is the positions. So we will be drawing the circle based on the values of this CS and RS. We will draw the circles. Circle may be like this anyway, like this, or it may be like this, or a few more cases like here what we observed like this. It may be anywhere like situated like this, or it may be inside, or it may be outside like this, anywhere. Okay, okay. So now how to choose the stable values, that is a one question here. Okay, input stability circle. Okay, this is a Smith chart. We have drawn stability circle like this. Okay, this week. So now which values on the Smith chart? See, this is a Smith chart. It has values, impedance values. Which values gives the stable operation? Which values do not give a stable operation? Okay. See, based on the position of this stability circle, based on the position of the stability circle, we can come to know the ZS values give a stable operation. Okay. See now, in this example, for example, the stability circle is enclosing the Smith chart. See here. Okay, and stability circle you have drawn. Okay, one more parameter you should see, S22. S22 is there. S22 will be given in the problem. Assume S22 is lesser than 1. S22 is less than 1. See here, S22 will be there in the matrix, S matrix. S22 is less than 1. Okay, in the problem, in the given problem, S22 is lesser than 1. And we have drawn the stability circle, input stability circle. Okay, that stability circle is like this. Okay, so now if this is the case, if in this case what happened here, stability circle is enclosing the center of the Smith chart. S22 is less than 1. Stability circle is enclosing the center of the Smith chart. In such a case, okay, here see, the shaded is the stable region. In this problem, source plane stability circle encloses the origin, shaded is the stable region. So the values within this circle, gives the stable operation. That means toe out, input stability circle means we are finding toe out here. Okay, the toe out remains lesser than 1. If you take any value within this circle, see like this, any value you can choose within this circle, not over the circle. Now including this is a toe out is a 1 circle here over the circle. Within this circle you can take any value that gives a stable operation. Stable operation means toe out is lesser than 1. You take any value, ZS value as a ZS, within this circle all those values gives toe out lesser than 1. Okay, if you take over the circle, toe out is 1, that is a border. But if you take values outside this circle, you see this outside circle, they leads to the toe out greater than 1. That means the system start oscillating. So we cannot take the values outside here, white color region. Only we should take the values Z. You can take a values as a ZS only within this region. This is called a stable region. The values within this region gives a toe out less than 1. So we like this. This is called a stable. We cannot use this. Okay. So this is the way of finding. So we have to draw the circle like this. Okay. If the circle is enclosing the origin, see like this, then the values within the circle are the stable values. They give a stable operation. It's called a stable region, shaded area. Okay, so that is the one for this kind of stability circle. But if the stability circle is like this, for example, see, we will be drawing the stability circle. Okay, but stability circle is not enclosing the center of the Smith chart. See, this is the center, origin. Stability circle is not enclosing the origin. And S22 is less than 1. In the problem itself, it is given S22 is less than 1. Okay. In this case, if this is the case, if the stability circle doesn't enclose us the center of the Smith chart, in such a case, the stable values are outside the stability circle. You see here, this shaded area. You can take any value here in this outside the stability circle. This is stability circle. These values are outside the stability circle on the Smith chart. You can take any one value over in this area that gives the stable operation. Okay, that means ZS you can choose any one value over this. All those values whichever here gives the stable operation. Okay, so like that, understand here, S22 less than 1, if the circle encloses the origin, then stable values are inside the stability circle. You can take any value, they are the stable, they give a stable operation. If S22 is still less than 1, but stability circle doesn't enclose this center of the Smith chart, in such a case, the values of the Smith chart which are outside the stability circle, see here, this is stability circle, these are the Smith chart values outside the stability circle. Okay, they give a stable operation for this case. Okay, if it doesn't enclose us the origin, but if encloses the origin, outside do not give, see, those values do not give stable operation. Inside values you should take. Okay, so like that, you can choose now ZS as any value. Any value, if it may lie any area here, that gives the stable operation. Okay, see like that. Okay, so this is what we see here. S22 is less than 1. This is the case. S22 is less than 1. Then stable regions are here inside, here outside. Okay, S22 less than 1. But the same problem if S22 is greater than 1. For example, S22 is greater than 1. Then the opposite way we have to decide here. You see here. Here is S22 less than 1. In such a case, this is the 1. Okay. If S22 is greater than 1, in such a case, what happened? You see here, this is a stability circle. Stability circle, it doesn't enclose the center. Okay. But stable values are inside here, inside this circle. S22 greater, if S22 values are greater, stable values are here. But here, see, S22 is less than 1, stable is outside the Smith, outside the stability. So this is a stability circle. Outside the values, whatever exists, they are the stable. Okay. But here you see, this is a stability, it doesn't enclose us here. But a stable region is inside this stability circle. If S22 greater than 1. Okay, only see in this case you should take only these values as a ZS values. We cannot take any value over the Smith chart. Okay, if you take some value here or here, that gives to the unstable operation. Only you should take values here on the Smith chart, because this is outside. See, this is outside. Only this area is a inside. Only these values give a stable operation. Okay, So this is S22 greater than 1. Similarly, S22 greater than 1, but encloses. See this case, S22 less than 1, if it encloses the center of the Smith chart, then inside values are stable. Inside values are stable. But S22 greater, outside values are stable. Opposite way. If S22 greater, outside values are stable values. Inside are not stable. Stable values are, you see, shaded is the stable region. See like this. This is the stable. Okay, if S22 greater than 1, outside the stability circle are the stable values. But S22 less than 1, inside the stability circle are the stable, outside are not stable values. Okay, so you should see in the problem whether S22 less than 1 or a greater than 1. Okay, so draw the circles, draw the stability circles. Okay, after drawing stability circles, you can mark which is the stable region, which is not a stable region. Okay, based on the value of S22 either greater than 1 or less than 1. Okay, and where the stability circle is, where the stability circle. Okay, so this is about input stability circle. Okay, okay, so here what happened, this is a conditional stability circle is circles are like this, they are partially may enclose like this. Next case is, see like this. Okay, this I told, maybe like this. This is called unconditional stability. Outside, see, the circle is outside the Smith chart. Then you can take any value over the circle as a ZS. All values are stable. This is called unconditionally stable. What happens if you draw the stability circle? That stability circle lies outside the Smith chart like this. It may be here or anywhere, but outside the Smith chart. Okay, that case is called as unconditionally stable. Okay, you draw the stability circle. If that stability circle is outside, then it is unconditionally stable. Actually, we are not going for this circle draw for unconditional stability, because once the unconditional stable k and delta value, we are not going for a graphical method. But if you draw, it will look like this. It is outside, or it may enclose fully like this. Stability circle, if you draw for unconditional stability, it may fully encloses the Smith chart like this, or it may be fully outside the Smith chart. These two cases, it is called as unconditional stability. Okay. Okay. So from the stability circles, we can come to know whether it is conditionally stable or unconditionally stable also, from the graphical method also. If graphically, if a stability circle outside or it fully encloses like this, both cases are unconditionally stable. You can use any value over this. Okay, any value over the Smith chart that gives the stable operation. Okay, so okay, you are conditionally, mainly we are referred over conditionally stable. Conditionally stable, we should do like this. Okay, we have to draw stability circles. Okay, so that is the input stability circle. Using this input stability circles, we have to draw. Similarly, output stability circles you should draw using like this. From that, you can choose the ZL. Okay, stable operation or unstable operation. Okay, so before going for amplifier design, you should draw the stable, you should check for stability. Unconditionally stable means need not to go for graphical method. If it is conditionally stable, you should draw the stability circles, that is input stability circle and output stability circles we should draw. After drawing the stability circles, we can choose the values of ZS and ZL in the stable region. Okay, so that is here. Drawing this stability, output stability circle is similar to this input stability circle, and region of stability also same. But here instead of S22, what we have to do in the output stability circle? S11. Okay, here what we did here, S22 input stability circle, S22 less than 1, or it is greater than 1 we have taken. But in output stability circles, S11 less than 1 or S11 greater than 1. Okay, that we have to consider. If S11 is greater than 1, here inside the stability circle are stable. S11 greater than, in this case, outside. Okay, similarly like this. We should see S22 for input stability circle, S11 for output stability circle, and the region of stability is similar to this input circle. Okay, S22 less than 1, these are the stable values. Okay, these are the stable if not enclosure, doesn't enclose the center of the Smith chart. Okay, greater, inside are stable, here outside are stable, like that. Okay, so this is about the stability circles, how to draw the stability circles on the Smith chart while drawing the amplifier, designing the amplifier. Okay, in the next class, we will continue about this stability of the amplifier. Hello, 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 is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will continue in the next class.